Miss Mikki Smith here. I am the Executive Director for Little Africa Food Cooperative Collaborative. We are a Cleveland-based organization, and our specialty is we take ownership in feeding ourselves. We are a cooperative, and our goal is to have a grocery store that's owned and operated by the people of the community. And again, we work with Village Family Farms, and that's off the Huff. That's 1662 Crawford, if you ever want to come out and help. And it's ran by Jamil Rakura, which is one of our partnering organizations. And we had an opportunity to be part of the Ag Noir Lobby Day back in 2022. 2022. It's been 2 years. And since the existence of Ag Noir, as it relates to policy and just doing this agriculture work, we have since did a fellowship at CASE, Nourish and Power Fellowship, and we are Cohortians. And the power of unison, the power of collaboration is amazing when we're walking together. And that was the premise of why Ag Noir even started, is for everyone to be able to walk together, talk together, and advocate for each other and together. And since then, Little Africa has did a lot of educational seminars. We're doing a lot of educational series. We will have our small cooperative operating within the next maybe 90 to 120 days inside of Loiter Cafe in East Cleveland, which is another one of our partnering organizations. What can I say? It's life has been amazing. It has been a journey. And we're just here to continue to foster the relationships, foster the collaborations, and to be the best stewards of our people and the land that we possibly can be.
I'm Vernon Clements, one half of Melanated Mushrooms. My wife is the other half, Cheryl Clements. We started cultivating like 2 years ago, and we're like inside mushroom farmers and also outside mushroom farmers. Like Mikki said, we were in the Nourish and Power Fellowship cohort, and I view her as a mentor because a lot of the things that we have going on, we were able to bounce ideas. Anytime we want to call, we could bounce ideas off her. For that reason, like anybody in Ag Noir, we're proud members of Ag Noir as well. So yeah, we just been growing for 2 years. Our mission is like to get more kids that look like us into learning about mushrooms and not being so afraid. Just, oh, okay, mushrooms can heal and kill, but we here to educate. So, you ain't got to be so timid.
Well, I would say dealing with the youth, you have to meet them where they are, right? Sometimes we have these big fancy buildings and we want them to come inside our buildings and patronize that. But what I realize is when you come into their community and you meet them where they are, talking to them on their level, you're not up here. It makes a world of difference. And I have a nonprofit that's called Taking Back Our Youth, right? T-Boy. And that's what I do. I do case management. I help them with their mental health. I go into the schools and I visit them. And within that, I take them also to the journey of learning and understanding what it's like to grow your own food. Food is medicine. And within that, our youth, they really just want to be loved. They want to be accepted for who they are. And if we are pivotal in changing the way in which the youth view us as adults, we have to come at them non-judgmental. We have to give them the opportunity to just speak, articulate, and be themselves. Just like we are authentic, we have integrity. A lot of them have their own authenticity and they have their own way in which they like to move. And we need to just foster that. Foster what it is that they want to do. We are shepherds, and our goal is to lead them the right way, not to tell them what to do or how to do it, just lead them. So if they're going left, we help them go right. Right. So that's what we do. And, you know, in everything that we do, it's all about just doing it with love, compassion, empathy, and no judgment.
So that's exactly, I mean, Mikki hit the nail on the head. Before you even start trying to educate and kick knowledge, they got to know that you care. Like you're going to be here for the long run. So me and Cheryl, we also teach at Rainey Institute from 3rd to 8th grade as art instructors. But that's something that we had to learn. Like you could come up with all these lofty goals and curriculums where you finna do this and do that, and they just non-responsive because you haven't gotten to know them. You don't know their situation at home. So some people you have to feed before you even start to kick knowledge, because if you're hungry, you ain't thinking about nothing that nobody's saying. So yeah, she hit the nail on the head with that.
Well, for one, in the next 3 to 5 years, I do plan on moving out of the state of Ohio in the next 3 to 5 years. Okay. And when we talk about growth, what I realized is that Cleveland is small, and their level and their way of thinking is it's non-productive for me and what I want to do for my people, for my youth, and for my family. So for the next 3 to 5 years, the cooperative is going to be open. It's going to be running. We're going to have at least 1,000. I said least, and that's minimum 1,000 members. And we're going to have small subsets of Little Africa throughout the community. That's the next 3 to 5 years for Little Africa. We will possibly change leadership because if I am leaving, then I have to build someone up to be able to take my place. And for T-Boy, I have already started expanding into another state, and I'm a coach. So I normally coach the Cavs every 3 years. Their Hoops After Dark, and that's basketball. So I'm looking to build those relationships in different states and do some traveling teams. I'm doing some professional development courses for Starting Point and symposiums. So I just want to be able to 3 to 5 years travel and collect checks.
That's 3 to 5 years. That's what she talking about, expansion. So what we want to do is, like I mentioned Rainy, but that's like tuition based, and the kids that we want to help, they ain't necessarily going to be able to make that tuition weekly. So what we want to do is combine mushrooms and what we do with art and have our own facility, so we can start to take in some of those kids and that won't be able to pay those big money tuitions, and just like provide scholarships for kids so where they can learn about mycology and have art outlets and, you know, just ways to get their feelings out.